Okay, gentlemen, my name is Barry Mack from Irish Radio Sydney. I'm here with Celtic Thunder, the whole lot of them, and I want you all to say hello together and all the rest.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
What's happening?
And I want to ask, first of all, I'd like to start off with you, George. Do you feel nervous because you're the only one who's not Irish in this group?
No, I think it would be fair to say that the other four guys should feel nervous. There's a Scotsman in the group, you know.
George has been trying to apply for an Irish passport for the last 6 years. Because he's a wannabe Irishman, you know. He rides on our coattails, really.
I'm more nervous about my wallet when he's around.
No, I think it's fair to say that I'm a Celt. I'm a Celtic fan, a Celtic descendant, and possibly these guys just acknowledge the same thing. Then we could see ourselves as brothers across the water.
I think that's a nice way to look at it for sure. So which part of the Scotland do you come from, George?
From Glasgow, East End of Glasgow, born and bred. So when I'm not on tour, that's where you'll find me just about every week.
And did you ever think of leaving there, or do you love it there?
No, do you know what? I'm married and I've got a daughter who's just started high school this year, and it wouldn't be fair to drag them to some other part of the world that I wouldn't even be in anyway, because we travel all over. I think we're very rarely in any one place for more than 2 or 3 days, so it would be pointless to take them anywhere, and I think they've got the security of being at home with their family anyway.
I think you're wise beyond your years, George. Ryan, I had a chat with you last time. When was it? You were in Newfoundland.
That's right, in September, early September.
Yes, and how did you get there? They didn't throw you out, no?
No, we slipped through the system somehow, and let us keep going. But it's like home from home. Newfoundland, only their accents are very, very close to sort of Irish accents. So it's a nice place.
Well, they're trying to practice. Someday they'll perfect it, you know.
Well, I think the Irish are trying to perfect it too, and haven't done it. So.
Well, that's good. Everywhere you go in the world, there's somebody Irish and somebody Scottish and somebody English.
True.
It's fine.
No, but over there, it's strange the accents that people have from being descendants, never been in Ireland, and they've got these strong mixed. You swear they just come off the flight, yeah.
They sound more Irish than us.
They kind of off-put when you just go in and you go into the shop and you have this accent, Irish accent, and you're so far away from home. It's really it's a hard thing to sort of get used to.
It's deep south, like Cork.
Cork,
yeah.
It's a Cork accent there.
Just give us all your names again. Just start off with you and the county that you're from, if you don't mind.
I'm Emmett Caddell. I'm from Mullingar in County Westmeath.
And you've just recently joined the band.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, the news.
And how are you finding it so far? Getting the hang of it?
Surviving. All right. Yeah. No, it's been great. I mean, I joined. I think the first time I worked with the guys was January 2011. So becoming accustomed to their ways ever since. It's been good fun. It's been a tour to the States twice now with the lads, and of course this is our second Australian tour. So we've been having plenty of fun along the way.
But you know, often tapped on how professional we are, and that's what makes it so easy for you to be in the group.
Yeah.
That was a joke for people who didn't realise that.
That's very well said, George.
George has a great sense of sarcasm. That's probably his biggest asset.
That used to
and
be
if he has a fault, it would have to be his modesty.
Absolutely. Well, you're all
better than my immodesty.
Next, please.
Neil Byrne.
Yes.
Here.
And you're from County Wicklow.
I'm from Bray.
How do you know that?
Originally from Dunleary, Dublin, but was brought up in Bray, County Wicklow. Yeah.
Dunleary, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Very good. And how are you standing the moving and the carry on and what you do?
Lovely. It's become a way of life, really. You know, right. Going home is more a holiday now than it was before. You know.
Yeah.
But no, I love it. Love it. Everything's going really, really well. I may be away from the band. For the first couple of years, I was in the band as a guitar player and backing vocals, and made my way up gradually to the front lines with the lads.
Right.
Couldn't get rid of me then, you know.
Well, you've done very well. Dear. And Keith, a few words of wisdom from you would be nice.
Words of wisdom?
We've been waiting 6 years.
George isn't funny. There's a few.
So where are you from now? You're from Derry.
Born in Derry, raised in Donegal. I've lived in Donegal for 16 years.
Right.
I now live out in California, Los Angeles, and I've been singing since I was 4 years old, doing all the faces back home, and lived in London, doing all the gigs like all the boys done, working in not so nice bars and venues and clubs, and done the scene. And then Celtic Thunder came along when I was 20 years old. I auditioned for Celtic Thunder, and I'm harassing the planet since with Celtic Thunder.
You've all done very well. It was very pleasant to listen to, I'll tell you that. So you all went through the normal audition to get your gigs, huh?
Aye. Back in the day, a few started back in 2007 was the first auditions down in Dublin with Sharon Brown, and who's the producer, she still is the producer, and then the musical director was Phil Coulter along with her. Yeah. So that's where it all began back then. And
you must have been the old man. You're one of the original band.
I'm one of the original.
You're getting tired?
Older and older by the day, yes. No, I mean, well, not that getting tired. I think they're probably getting more tired of me than I am of them, but no, it's stuck bad anyway. It's going grand. The years have flown. Hard to believe it's 6 years this year, you know.
Strange thing about it is Celtic Thunder aren't very well known in Ireland.
No. Yeah. It's no bad thing that we think of it.
It's great. Home ends up being home then, you know. And,
that's right. Yeah.
But at the same time, though, like in our own hometowns, everyone knows about it. In our cities, you know, people all know who it is and what it's all about. Like local radio, and we play a lot of the stuff that we record, you know. So it's good.
Sure.
We hope the new show too. We filmed a new show there last August. Mythology, I call it, is going to be released in the next coming months, you know. And we think it, you know, could you know, open more markets for us, and even, you never know, over a European market.
Yeah, European market, yeah.
Will be nice as well. You know, it's just a different level of songs and performances, we believe. And that's what, so we're excited about that.
Well, that's. I know that you're under pressure today. You've done so many interviews. You've been going. I watched you on television this morning, but I think it was 7 o'clock or 7:30 or something like that. You just had an early go. You're probably sick to death. You're answering the same stupid questions day in, day out. So
once people are interested, we're happy to.
As long as they listen, we'll talk.
It's amazing what they do want to know about you, you know. But are there any particular questions, any of your favourite questions or favourite answers you'd like to give people, rather than me to 3 and 4
favourite answers?
What's your favourite colour? Is always a good one.
We've literally been asked everything from your shoe size to your favourite colour.
What is your shoe size?
My shoe size is an 8.5. My left foot's slightly wider, so the 9. My left foot.
I don't need to know your personal colour.
It's to buy 2 sets of shoes every time.
That's handy when you want to put your foot in it, isn't it?
But it's
now you'd be surprised that there's plenty of variations in the questions. Anyway, we find that the interviewers from home, like yourself, are more probing than would be maybe people who are not from Ireland.
It's called jealousy.
Maybe that's what it is. That's a bit of crack.
Well, you're doing the rounds this time. You're in Cairns, 23rd of January. You're up in Townsville. You're back into Sydney here on 2nd of February, and down in Wollongong. You probably don't know these places anyway. You wouldn't be familiar with.
We've been to a lot of them last year.
We have, yeah.
Right.
There is obviously some new dates. Like Cairns is a new date now, a new place we haven't been to last year. So this year's going to be fun because we will see places that we haven't seen before. It's always nice to park into new towns.
I know you said we've been working hard the last few days as well with a lot of
I can see that
promotion work and everything, but the next 3 days off up in Cairns, so we're looking forward to that.
Well, that's good because, you know, the voice reveals everything. If you're wore out, if you're tired doing all this stuff, people can tell the way you sing, you know. If you're sad, the voice tells you. I mean, I'm on radio and if I'm in a bad mood, people know.
Yeah, Mark, are you listening to this?
We need more time off.
This is our tour manager in the background there.
You know?
They're sounding so relaxed. You should give them more work.
Well, the thing is, you know, too, I mean, it's not by chance, even though George was joking about it earlier, we are professional at what we do. I mean, we just finished 67 cities just before Christmas. The Australian tours are always a lot easier because there's not as many shows. I mean, the last tour we done was 3.5 months, 4 months on a tour bus, non-stop, every night. And your throat is almost like a tool or a muscle. If you look at it like an athlete doing a marathon, you know, it's not a sprint. You have to look after your throat. And we would never really drink nights before shows, bar George. And we do look after ourselves, you know. We eat healthy and we warm up every day for like 45 minutes before each show.
It is, as Keith was touching on there, it is good to drink before a show as long as it's not alcohol. Sure. As myself would test the wine. Testify.
What are your favourite songs? What songs are easy to sing? Put it up.
Easy to sing.
Yeah.
I suppose it's usually the ones that you pick yourself when it comes to doing a new show.
Yeah.
You know, the ones that you want to do. Like sometimes our musical director would say, you know, this is a fantastic song for you. We'd really like you to do this. You know, and usually, you know, it feels good to sing it. You know, if it doesn't, we don't usually do it. You know, so
right.
I think more so as we've been moving on in the years, and the last show we just recorded there, I think we're all more settled into what type of song suits us more, you know.
So they pick the song to suit the voice, is that what you're saying?
Pretty much so, yeah.
Well, we have a lot of input in the show. You know, we're never putting these songs that we don't want to do. Like the newest show that we just done, there's original songs that we wrote for ourselves in the show.
Right.
There's songs we arranged for ourselves that's in the show.
Right.
And it's just, there's no point in doing songs you don't like.
Yeah, well,
we've got a character as well, you know, and specific characters. All 5 of us have different characters, and that's what has always been from the start, is that what the producer, the musical director wanted was 5 very different people on stage with different voices, and so the songs we choose and the songs we sing match our characters and our voices as well, so you've got to be comfortable with what you sing as well.
That makes sense, because that's reflected in the way that you do it and the quality of the
I think when you say what's your favourite song or what do you enjoy singing the most, I think as we're all professional enough to know that it doesn't matter when we do a show, or if it is the first one, the fifth one, or the 67th one, the crowd that you're singing to in the audience, it's for most of them it's the first time they've came to see you. You've got to project yourself and put yourself across on stage like it is your first show, and you enjoyed it as much as you enjoyed the first one because of that fact.
What's your worst audience? Have you ever had a really lousy time with an audience?
One time we were actually in Montreal. It wasn't that the audience was bad, but we actually were doing a gig for the Rotary Club. It was a charity gig, and we run 2 gigs in the one day. It was 15,000 people at both gigs, so it was a matinee show. It was 30,000 people the one day. We done 2 shows.
Right.
Now we hadn't played in about 3 months, and we rehearsed the night before, and we got it all down. It was all good. But there's a part in the show where I actually shout out wherever we were, say hello Sydney, hello Montreal, hello Quebec, wherever we were.
Yes.
And that night, in the middle of the song, which I wrote myself, a song called Lauren and I turned to the whole crowd and shouted, Bonjour Montreal! And when I say one person didn't respond to me saying Bonjour Montreal, I mean no one out of 15,000 people even said hello back. And I turned around, and Neil at the time was still in the band. Neil was playing guitar, and the whole band were just doubled over. So much so I just felt like, well, what's the point in finishing the song? 1,000 people, not one person responded.
You had a better reaction backstage.
They started tapping the mic to see if the microphone was on. What just happened there?
That is amazing. That would set you back a bit, wouldn't it?
Well, but it knocks you back down a few sizes,
I think so. I had to go and get a new pair of shoes.
Aye, definitely. But you know what I mean? Stuff like that happens all the time. But I mean, I found it as funny as all the rest of the band did. I was laughing as hard as
there wasn't that many. There's not that many French speakers in Montreal. I think that's maybe what.
Maybe it's just their accent. Bonjour, Montreal.
It's probably your Irish accent didn't help much either.
I'll try my best.
But I think audience does make a huge difference. Definitely when you go out.
Yes.
You know, there's nothing better than, you know, you might be on a long tour and you're hitting show 40 and show 50, show 60, and to go out and if there's a great audience there, it really does help you get through the show. Even if you're feeling tired, if you go out and you know the audience is good, definitely the adrenaline you get off them
lifts your energy. It's good that you have an input and you can pick the songs. That makes you relax a bit more, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it definitely helps in terms of it, you know, it is very hard to go out and sing a song you don't enjoy doing, or try and sell something that you aren't really into, you know. So,
but if you sing it really rotten, they won't let you sing it again.
His nickname's the Jukebox Kettle.
There's lots more.
Throw a quarter in the American. Is it time?
Long time I've heard that one.
We just love to sing about.
Just keep it all relaxed.
No, we the last. I mean, this is tour number 8 or 9 for us guys now since the last 6 years. The last tour we done last year in Australia was probably, I've said it a million times, for me, it was the most fun I've ever had on tour. You know, we had an absolute ball here last year.
Right.
This tour there's an extra 6-7 shows. So we're really excited to get back out on the road. And
is that more pressure? What happens when you're in your shows? If you get a sore throat and that, how do you do that? You can't just carry on, can you?
You just don't.
You got to keep doing it.
You have to keep
really?
going.
You have to try to look after yourself.
Like 18 shows for us, like it actually is, you know, it's like a holiday almost. Like when you're doing 60 shows, that's when you start. You finish 35 shows and you're only halfway through. You have to do it all over again. You know, that's when it gets tough. 18 shows is it is a walk in the park. You know?
There's 3 of us that really suffer from aircon and stuff like that. You know.
That's right.
And you just like, you know, when I started singing first in this, I found it an absolute nightmare. And now I just have to try and stay out of it. There's no other way for it, really, you know. Right. But it's just things like this. You just have to really look after yourself, you know.
Plus, you've another 4 lads on stage there with you, for the most part, you know. So we can share the load if it comes to it. Has to be that way.
I suppose, like, as well as that, there is a collective responsibility to look after yourself. I mean, if your voice is your instrument and it's your livelihood, you know, it's like an athlete, as we were saying earlier, you know, you have to look after yourself, and when you go out on stage every night, in a way you are putting your reputation on the line, because you're only as good as your last gig. So if you go out and you're not on the ball because you were partying the night before, well, the buck stops with you. You know, it's up to yourself.
I don't think you have to stay and listen to this.
That was not directed at George.
Neil, sit down again. You don't need to leave.
Well, in saying that, touch wood, we haven't really had any massive catastrophes yet. You know.
Oh, that's good.
Been a few accidents here and there, but
see that thing in the background there? That's where I work in the radio station on top of that building there, UTS.
All right.
I've been listening to some of this stuff on Sunday morning.
Good stuff.
From there.
Very good. You have good view of Sydney from there.
Good. The reception is fantastic.
That's it.
Yeah.
Beautiful city.
Have you any intelligence, Johnny, you want to add in this?
Oh,
Nothing really, Mac, because I'm not intelligent.
You chose a very intelligent answer.
It is. Must be at home. Yeah, well,
if you just make some tickets, you get all the tickets at www.celticthunder.com.
Celtic Thunder, or you can do it through Ticketek.
Or Ticketek as well. Yes, they're all there.
Yeah, for anybody that's seen us in the Alphonse Arena last year, we had a restricted number of songs we could sing because all of our songs hadn't been released in Australia, but we've got the whole catalogue to choose from. And I think when we get to the Alphonse this year, is it the 6th of February, is it?
2nd
February, yeah. When we get to the 2nd of February, it's almost like a greatest hits concert we're going to be doing.
So the fans will recognise a lot of the songs that we've done before, but also there's loads of new stuff there that they wouldn't have seen last year.
Yeah.
So, but I have to say, going into uncharted territory last year, I suppose that we were a bit nervous that we weren't sure how it would be received. But I have to say, from the first gig, the fans really embraced the show and were fantastic. Every gig was just brilliant. So if it's anything like last year, it will be.
The show was refreshing. I saw a few of them myself. It was brilliant.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It was all just slotted in just perfectly.
The audiences make it easy, as I was saying earlier. If we go out there and they're all for it, it's so much easier than us guys to give.
Do you think it gives you the flavour of home, of touching the old soil?
Well, I get the flavour of home every year. I go to Ireland every year anyway, so I get plenty of that, But yes, of course it does. Yes, and the Scots and the Irish together, it's blends in nice, and it's good. And I hope that I wish it would be more known over in Ireland as well, because it might get more people together. Get rid of the garbage that's happening over there, Well,
it was funny the night we shot the last DVD in Dublin, and the amount of people that said, "Why don't you play in Ireland?" Like, we weren't sure. Sometimes you think, is this show too Irish for Ireland? If you know what I mean. But that last show that we did, I really feel is so accessible for like a European, even an Irish market. People are like, "Geez, we'd love to see something like this coming to Dublin or coming to Belfast or Cork or whatever." So, it's great to hear that as well.
The song selection is brilliant. Maybe it's times are tight over there. Maybe people can't afford shows. Maybe that's the reason.
I think that is the reason why people don't realise, for a show of our size, there's 36 people in the crew and in the band.
Big money.
It costs a lot of money to put on a show our size every night. The thing is, for us to go to Ireland, you would have to ship a set and ship all your gear and all your crew, and there's 5 of us guys. There's 8 in the band, and the rest are lighting and sound. So really, for a show that size, you can only probably do 1 or 2 shows in the whole of Ireland, and it is feasible, money wise and feasibly, it just can't be done.
I think for people who don't know, it is more than a concert, just by hearing those numbers of the people involved, and it's not just us going out and singing songs and going back and somebody else going out and singing a song. There's a there's a big set there. That there's the lights, there's smoke, and what we try to do is just sort of give people more of an experience, I suppose, of the whole Celtic experience through the songs, through the storytelling, through songs, And so for anybody who hasn't saw it or would like to come around, that's the it's a perfect way to get a wee taste of what it's like back home.
It works very well. Folks, you listen to Celtic Thunder. The full band is here with me. It's Barry Mack from Irish Radio Sydney, and it's a joy to talk to these guys. It's good fun. Can you just run around all your names again, just for the listeners? Start off with you, Ryan.
I'm Ryan Kelly from the Moy in County Tyrone.
I'm Emmett Call from Mullingar in County Westmeath.
I'm Neil Byrne from Bright, County Wicklow.
I'm Keith Horgan from Derry, Donegal.
I'm George Donaldson from Glasgow in Scotland.
And there's no cure for that, George.
And we're not even... I'll tell you this, that balcony's high, buddy.
Don't jump, George. Is
that a cure in itself?
Really?
I've seen that again.
Girl, yeah.
Are we keeping this on?
They were on television, yeah. Right. What was the show?
Channel 9 today. The Today show.
Today. Well, I actually watched them. Yeah, they weren't too bad. It's good, actually.
I couldn't, unfortunately, because I was